but I'll make a prediction this year. I make this prediction every year, and it always comes true. I can't emphasize how much, if this is one of the predictions that you can bet on it because you will win. Every year, I make the same prediction and I send out the same tweet about this prediction. It gets almost no traction, so no one's ever heard of this. But I'll just say this. My prediction for the Oscars is that it will be boring. Every year it's boring. It starts off with maybe a good sort of opening monologue or a comedy. I always like when they did comedy. Remember when Billy Crystal did those comedy segments? You kind of like put
in.
Or Johnny Carson.
Stuff.
It was funny. The Oscars has lost its sense of humor of late. It takes itself far too seriously. The virtue signaling and lecturing is beyond pathetic. The hypocrisy when you see these, the act, and look, you're going to see it. They're going to be the help in the background, the ushers, the bartenders. They're all the people working behind the scenes, all going to be masked, and no one else is going to be masked because that's our new reality, right? And it's going to be boring. And I think unless there is a dramatic change, and the only dramatic change would be get Toby, Andrew, and Tom, the Spider-Man, to host.
Yeah.
Get Ricky Gervais to host. I think they're really going to play it up and try to be commercial when it comes to the show aspect. If they do that, if not, I think you're going to see even worse ratings than last year. People aren't coming back. I mean, look at the Olympics right now. Wait, why am I still big? I just did that for dramatic effect. Sorry about that. Look at the Olympics right now. Like the lowest rated opening ceremony. And here's the weird thing. I actually watched the opening ceremony for the Olympics because I don't know, because I'm a glutton for whatever. I watched it. It was spectacular. It was like the budget was bigger than Dune. It must have been. No, they had not only this giant stadium that they built in Beijing, but they had this LED. The floor of the stadium was a television set. It was a television, an LED screen, and there were people marching on it. It was insane. It was so over the top, and they didn't pull any punches when it came to talking about politics, which I was very surprised by the announcers. But the ratings were terrible. There's something that because of what's been happening, people have reevaluated. Habits have been lost. The habit of going to the movies has been lost. You could have opened a bad movie and it would have done well at the box office just because that habit is there. I think Spider-Man first of all, Spider-Man No Way Home was a really good movie. It had broad appeal to families, adults, Marvel fans, non-Marvel fans, just fans of Spider-Man. And so I'm not surprised that did well, but habits have been lost, and caring about Oscars and giving celebrities awards for their creative work, for which they're very well compensated. I think there's almost a resentment, Hollywood, a resentment among the public and audiences for it. Hollywood used to make movies like Norma Ray, right? With starring Sally Field about working class, right? Remember Norma Ray? She's holding that sign, I'm surprised that the mainstream media and Hollywood has not embraced the class disparity that is ravaging not just this country, but other countries. It's disheartening to see. And Hollywood used to tell those stories, used to tell the small stories, used to be against censorship. There's a great speech in the movie Field of Dreams at a PTA meeting, Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner, the speech that's delivered by his wife in the film. And I'm spacing on her name right now. I'm so sorry.
Is it Amy Madigan? Or
yes, I think it's yes. She gives this speech to the PTA about banning a particular book by an author, a fictionalized author. She gives this whole speech about censorship. And you can find that speech isolated. You can find it on YouTube. Watch that speech from Field of Dreams. Hollywood used to champion those causes. it didn't make everyone wrong. I feel like when this is sort of a general thing that just is my personal philosophy about a lot of this stuff is when you make someone wrong, you're wrong or a bad person, you will never win their hearts or their minds about any issue. I like to say, you know, Luke Skywalker never canceled Darth Vader. He brought him to the good side. If your side is in fact good, make the argument, have the debate. Have the debate about the topic that you care so much about because you're so in the right. If you're so in the right, convince me, but don't make me wrong. Don't make me a bad person because I don't agree with what you think. And I feel like that's what Hollywood has become. That's the conversation on social media has become about making people wrong, right? And it never works. I'd like to see Hollywood. Nomadland was kind of a step in that direction. Whatever you think about Nomadland, it was a glimpse into class disparity and the struggles of the working class. I think it was done as kind of an art film, which means it didn't connect with a broad audience. You know, there could have been a more mainstream version of Nomadland that probably would have connected with a mainstream audience. But it's really disheartening to see the cruel conversations that happen on social media. I'm just shocked at what people will say to each other. And you know, the movies kind of reflect this arrogance of these are the ideas you must have. And I feel like the best way is to present a story through the point of view of a character that isn't you, that might make you think differently about something, but you're not telling me what to think. You're allowing me to think for myself based on an experience that I've had. So with that, okay, wait. Oh my God. Now they're making fun of me in the chat.
I know.
Which is fine. It's fine. Make fun of me. Olaf says, it's more about the message these days. You're right. Yeah. It's about the agenda. It's about the agenda. Preach, Chris. Preach. And someone says, T-South says, get him, Chris. Or it's like, this is great. T-South, go, Frosk. Oh, no.
Oh, no, you've done it.
Oh, God. Okay, that's okay. I deserve that, T-South.
No. What you need to start doing is blame everyone in chat for what's going on.
Oh, no, here we go. It's weird. It's weird. That Trini gamer. I have seen, you know, I've, you know, my commentary on that situation. I used to work at G4 in its heyday. It was the best job I ever had in television. Best job because I could speak my mind within reason. I could say, I couldn't say fuck, right? I couldn't say expletives, right? But I got away with mispronouncing expletives. I said shathid among other words. So, but it was the best job because I could be myself on camera, and times have changed.
Yeah.
So I am working on a documentary right now about Attack of the Show called Attack of the Doc. Our first public screening of the film. We're going to screen our current cut at the end of April in time with the 20th anniversary of G4. Will be, I'll let you know when tickets are available. They will be available to the public. So, and then we're also going to do a screening. Maybe it's too early to announce this. We're going to be doing a screening during San Diego Comic-Con, not at San Diego Comic-Con. During San Diego Comic-Con, we're doing a screening of, there we go. Look at these. Joshua Gonzalez, laugh my ass off. Chris is Frosk. Hey, am I Frosk?
Maybe. No. Once you start blaming the chat for what's wrong with the world,
I see you in the chat. I see you in the chat. Oh my God, it's been so parodied. Chrissy Mayer does that amazing parody, that impersonation of Frosk. Look, I feel bad for her. I feel bad for her that she was so affected by comments that she felt she needed to lecture the chat. As far as I'm concerned, you know, call me out on stuff. T-Souse, LMFAO, love you, mate. Thank you, T-Souse, love you back. Thank you. I just, you know, like I've never, I don't know. I feel bad for her. I feel like maybe I've been around long enough where people have, you know, people have said things about me. It just sort of rolls off. Like, I don't care. There's actually, there's a documentary that's been in the works about Film Threat in the 90s called Film Threat Sucks. So there you go. Chet's mom 4. I know who Chet's mom 4 is. Nope, Chris, you are absolutely correct. Bring back movies that allow people to think. Yes, I want to be able to come to my own conclusions. I want to be able to come to my conclusions. And there are like Hollywood has always had kind of woke messaging, but it's been part of the theme of the movie or sort of imbued in a character. You know, a movie that was probably by today's standard considered, it was woke at the time. It's considered woke, but like had great storytelling. I thought was Dances with Wolves, right? By Kevin Costner. I enjoyed that film as a great score, by the way, such an amazing score for that film. And so Hollywood's always had this kind of messaging. It's being delivered differently. It's being delivered that you have to have the correct opinion. And I don't agree. And we cover a lot of movies on the Film Threat, on filmthreat.com, that could be considered woke in their messaging. But I don't know. I think that those indie filmmakers, they care passionately about issues. And I like the diversity of thought that we have on Film Threat. I much appreciate that. I am really rambling. I think it's because I'm tired. I think it's because I've been up since 4:30. So thank you to the chat. I see you and I thank you. So, and I appreciate your comments, even the ones that say terrible things about me or disagree with my opinion or correct me when I make a mistake. You know, I try to be as mistake free as possible, but I think we all make mistakes on a live stream, or I'll try to correct a fact. But yeah, Rashad Karki says her Grace Randolph impression was great. They're talking about Chrissy Mayer. Chrissy Mayer, who has a YouTube channel and is a stand-up comedian who is on Friday Night Tights. She is Friday Night Tights every week. So there you go. Satan West says, love your takes, Chris. Thank you very much. This. I don't want to not just things that say nice things about me. We could talk about issues.
Yeah, someone say something bad about Chris. All right.
That's okay. No, I get plenty. I got plenty. I think I told the story once. The very first time I ever did television was like for the show called The X Show on FX. And I got an email. Someone sent me an email, and it was from the email address was chrisgoreisfat@hotmail.com, and sent it to me and talked about how terrible I am. So whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine. But, you know, Jared Guffey says, Chris, you're always spitting facts. So there you go. And Cameron Belt says, don't leave yet. I'm almost finished. Oh no. Oh no. Is that
Chris does not exist?
Yeah. Like if you're jerking off to me, put F in the chat. If you're not jerking off to me, put F in the chat. Oh my God, Chrissy Mayer is she cracks me up. But I think the way to deflect on that, really, if to allow those things to not affect you, is to have a sense of humor. I think that the old G4, this is my argument. You know, some people on social media have tried to mischaracterize what I have said about people like Adam Sessler and Frost and the new G4. Thank you for your Fs. Thank you for your Fs, everyone typing an F. Thank you for that.
F for fun.
That's F for fun. But people have tried to mischaracterize things I've said on Friday Night Tights or Ryan Cannell's podcast or others. And I'm just trying to be, I'm trying to say I feel for my previous colleagues that are at the current G4. I feel for them, and I feel for Frost, because I think she's allowed those things to affect her. And it's sad for me to see, but people have tried to mischaracterize that I'm speaking against G4. I have not done that. If you look at everything I've said, I've come at it from a place of empathy, because I've been in that position. What do I prefer? I prefer to be an independent creator and be able to speak my mind freely, rather than work for a corporation. And, you know, look, toward the end at G4, it got very corporate in a way that, like, I thought that I was on the bubble of being fired a couple times. One of these days I'll tell those stories, but yeah. And Rashab says, Chris, you should play live action Jack Frost in a live action film. Yes. I am I've often said my hair is like Freeze Miser. That's That's a deep cut. Freeze Miser, if you know the Rankin Bass. Yeah, the Rankin Bass.
Yeah, no, I just saw Rise of the Guardians last weekend, and yes.
Yeah, how was that?
You should be Jack Frost.
I should be Jack Frost. All right, well, I'll be Jack
I like
Frost.
Rise of the Guardians.
T's House would love to hear those stories. One day I will tell those stories when Attack of the Doc comes out. We are going to be releasing a Blu-ray and a digital release. There will be a commentary track, and there's a lot of stories that will be spilled. There'll be unedited interviews, and I've been working on that project for a couple of years. The pandemic and G4 coming back did not help. That actually completely changed what the documentary is, but I think the final result will be something I hope you like. So thank you for, feel free to make fun of me. I have a sense I think that's the one thing that's, at Film Thread, people are very different. I mean, we have people that write for Film Thread have very different views politically, but the one thing everyone has in common, Michael certainly has that, Alan has that, everyone has a sense of humor about themselves. And I think that's really important. You have to have a sense of humor about yourself. Otherwise, you're not going to cut it at Film Thread. It's just not going to happen. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Alan, you've been around Film Thread now since 2018, 2017, 18?
Yeah.
A while. Yeah. Michael, you've been around for a couple of years now, like 2018, I think.
Yeah. No, it was actually 18 because I was already cutting videos for 18 for the podcasts.
That's right. Yeah. But having a sense of humor, I think, is critical. Take your work seriously. Don't take yourself seriously. That's kind of a mantra. So there you go. Film Thread.